and I was all like, "Dang, bro, you already passed your test or something?" He's all like, "Man, I'm just giving it to you." I was all like, "Man, that's some confidence right there." So one of my things is like I don't like getting that pre-trip back. I will not ask for that pre-trip back. If somebody gives it to me back right before their test, I'm all like, just throw it in the back. I don't even want to touch it. But today with that confidence, he came in there and just threw it on the dash. I was like, boom, throw it in the back. He really don't need this. But it was awesome job he did out there. He trifected, and it was pretty cool. Tennessee, you had a guy trifecta
I had,
yesterday, I believe.
yep, I had a guy trifecta yesterday, and I'll have another one trifecta tomorrow.
Oh, so you're testing somebody in the morning?
Yep, and he's
Uh,
going tanker.
did you say he's going tanker?
Yeah, he's going tanker.
Oh, you got a tanker guy.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Go Diego, go. What's going on, brother man? How's it going? Look at this guy, Sean Stevens. Hello, guys. It's Sean Stevens. I trifecta June 23rd. Congratulations. That's awesome. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. Cajun says, nice. Go Diego Go says, great job, Sean. And Brian Walton's finally back as Brian Walton instead of his wife's name or his wife's account. So that's great. So what's been going on the flatbed side? Any new stuff going on?
Uh, no, not here lately. Other than I've been running my butt off the past 2 weeks.
See, I forgot to ask you before we started if there was any response back to that thing we were talking about not too long ago.
Uh,
Still no.
Still no.
Okay. So we don't have new news on flatbed. Reefer side, where I see, I see freight's coming back up. I'll tell you that right
Well,
now.
rate's been up though.
Yeah, it's way better than it was a couple months ago though. So I see it. I see plus signs out here, and I talked to one of my buddies, a company driver, and he was all like, "Man, whoever's saying freight is bad right now, he's all like, I'm doing excellent. Like I can't complain. I have a load after load after load." And my lease buddies are telling me they're doing great. I saw a post on Facebook about how Prime wanted TNT trainers. They were talking about becoming a trainer at Prime, and they put on there that the average was like $1,600 for solo, and that kind of like I was all like, wait a minute, that can't be on the company side because I pretty much felt like we averaged about like 1,200 bring home. So I was looking more into it, and they were saying that's the average pay for a owner op in the comments. And I was thinking to myself, I was all like, man, it's kind of low. But they said it was that week's average pay for a lease ops, and I was like, 1,600 your average pay for a lease op right now. I think that that's a low number right there if it's for a lease op. I don't know. They were talking about. I wish I still had that post. Did you see it, Tennessee, on the Facebook?
We've got a whoop whoop. I don't know if it's on. It might be on mine.
Oh, Sean Derler, whoop whoop. No, I was saying, did you see the face? Not this Facebook, but the Facebook. The post I was talking about.
Probably not here lately. Let me look.
It was about training pay.
You posted it. Did you post it?
No, here it is. So the average, it says earn more to train. Average take home pay after all expenses paid for a solo is $1,616. But it says if you become a trainer, average take home pay after all expenses paid, after everything's paid, student, truck, everything's paid. They're saying the average TNT trainer pay is $3,256. So that's it says it's an average of additional earnings of 1,500 per week, and it's per year 78,000 per year. But you
So,
got to
no,
think about. Go ahead.
Said no, I didn't see that then.
Yeah, it's on the official Prime thing. I don't know if those numbers are accurate. I kind of wish that they would have just been like, "Hey, we need more trainers," or "Hey, apply to become a trainer, and you can do a little bit better. Talk to your fleet manager or something like that." But whenever they put the pay scale up there like that, I I just don't. So if you become a TNT trainer and you're a owner op, you can average 78,000 more per year. I don't know. You think it's that much more just to be a TNT trainer over being a solo driver?
Um, I don't know. I mean, that's also what they average is 10 students a year.
10 students a year, is that what?
But I might be 10 students a year if they're taking them all the way through from PSD to TNT too. So you might add maybe, let's say, average 15 students a year off of that, not having the 2 weeks um, in between your PSD to TNT, or up to 4 weeks.
Go Diego Go says I've been working out of Bowling Green, Kentucky for the last 2 years. Or 2 years. The last 2 weeks, going back to St. Louis this weekend. John Gonzalez, what's up, fellas? How's everyone doing out there? Man, we're awesome. We're Tennessee. How you doing? I didn't
I'm
even
doing
ask.
good. I'm doing really good.
Doing good.
Yep.
The Zonar ECM sensor went out in my truck, so I'm shut down at Las Vegas terminal, waiting on a new one. Dude, go enjoy yourself out there in Vegas, man. Go Diego Go says I've been working out of Bowling Green. Same thing. Hey, look, there's Jordan right there, Mr. Trifecta himself today. He says, "Yes, sir. Couldn't
Congratulations.
have done it without your training. I appreciate it. Now just waiting on Luke. He needs to hurry up." Shoot, I know that's right. Luke's gonna grab himself an amazing student. Did you give him a hard time and tell him that you failed? Did you pick on him a little bit?
We've got a super chat coming up.
Super chat. We got Mr. Brian Walton with $1.99 super chat. He says, "I'm coming back out trucking in 2 weeks." Heck yeah, come back out. Can't get it out of your blood, can you? Oh, the fudge you got it early and no warning. Yeah. Hey, we just jumped on here and we said let's go for it. So I did, and he was like, "No way." Yeah, definitely give him a hard time, man. Tell him I'd have been like, "Luke, I'm about to quit, man. I failed my test. I think I would have made up some stuff. It was the examiner's fault. He gave me extra points. He said I wasn't in the box. I'm about to go home. I'd have messed with him." Uh, Brian says, "No, I can't get it out of my blood."
And that's like me. I mean, I've got students that are really good drivers, and when I see that, I just get the hankering of driving myself, and I'll say, "All right, I'm gonna get it to the receiver, and I'll let you take over." We leave the receiver. I'm still driving. It's like, all right, when we get to the next place, I'll let you take over. We end up taking the whole trip, and I drive the whole thing. I just love driving. So
Yeah, you You gotta do it every once in a while. Can't get rusty at it. Uh, I already read both of those. See the super chat being up there. The $1.99 one is the same color as the pop up message. So I'm all like, I think that is the pop up message, and I'm trying to go to the one under it, and I'm all like, oops. But I don't know. Like the when you get a student that comes out here and had family members that are in trucking or like grandparents or whatever, like if they had a family history with somebody in trucking, it's usually a lot easier to teach them. Like something about having it in the blood. Like I believe you. There's something there, Tennessee, don't you?
Oh yeah, it's like I've been wanting to drive trucks since I was a little kid. Always traveling. I had a portable CB, little handheld CB that I purchased after working cutting lawns, and I'd take my trips back and forth from Tennessee to Colorado. I would always get on there and talk to the truckers and sit out all hours of the night at my mom's house because we were just off of I-25, and just talk to truckers all night until I was yelled at to come inside.
Yeah. How long could you talk to them for? Like
Oh,
till they
hours.
got how far?
I'd sit out there for hours talking.
Yeah, but how far out? Like you, as
Oh,
they
well,
came by.
I was in Tacoma when I could talk to a trucker and on the other side of Denver.
Oh, really? So you
Yeah.
could talk for a while.
Oh yeah. And I even
So
bought
that
a portable antenna that I could mount to the top of the car. Had a magnet on it, so I'd set it on the car and I'd like sit tethered to the car. But yeah,
so why did you not start trucking earlier in your life?
just retarded.
Just retarded. I
No,
I
I
ain't
became
gonna.
an electrician, so I mean,
I had no desire, no wants, nothing to come out here and do this. Like I didn't like traveling. I hated traveling. I hated car rides. I hated trips. Like I did not like that stuff because I've never really done it. Like you want me to leave my country of Texas? Are you smoking crack? Like I shouldn't be leaving Texas. Like that's my own country right there. Like I was kind of getting nervous just because I had to leave Texas. I didn't want to do this. Whenever I came out here, I knew one thing is that if I stayed where I was at, like my family was gonna suffer and we were gonna struggle financially, and I was tired of living paycheck to paycheck. And I was like, you know what, I got to do something, especially since they cut my overtime and that was a big budget cut. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna end up like struggling even worse. And the roads led me to like I was like, go to the oil field. My family's in the oil field in Texas. Like I know oil field. Like I can go out there. I know it's hard work. I know I'm gonna have to, work hard, be all hot, sweaty, sunburn, whatever it takes to feed my family. I'm gonna do it. And they weren't hiring, so one of my buddies said, "Hey, we're slow right now. Get your CDL though, because that's the last people they lay off in the oil field. Go get your CDL. That's a better gig in the oil field too." And that's how I ended up here, and I ended up liking it, surprisingly. What's up, Thursday night crew from Slowpoke? What's going on, brother man? Han says mega carriers will survive due to the facts they will take cheap freight. Jordan says, really glad I chose Prime, meeting new folks, creating new relationships, excited for my next steps in life. NBA never broke again. Glorified Yard Jockey says, Tennessee, why do you have an outline under your eyes?
so this is my Viking tattoos. I've got my protection line under my eyes, and then under my chin, I've got my 3 stripes for my warrior lines. I know they're hard to see.
No other meaning on them. Why
Just,
the 3 lines?
just that's what I dreamed about.
That's
Give
what
me
you
the
dreamed about.
what I
You about to
dreamed
go to
about,
bed and
and
dream about some stuff.
that's most of my tattoos. I dream about them, and then I get them done.
Okay, so you just dreamed up 3 lines and said, I thought maybe they had a meaning. My bad.
It just, I know they're my Viking warrior, my warrior lines, and that's in my dream. I had 3. I was on my way to the gates of Valhalla, and that's what I had. So
3 shots and he's out like a light. Brian says, I'm coming back to a mall and paw company, not a mega carrier company. They only have 165 trucks. Han says, I would never drive for Prime. We probably wouldn't want you to. What's going on, Simple Plan Trucking? Good evening.
what's up?
Hey, I caught a lot of that live you did, and I rewatched it. Like, that was a great live.
I didn't even get a notification that you went live.
You gotta ring the bell and
I
hit
did.
all. I
Because
don't
when
know.
he was on here and we were trying to tell him to do a live, I said, "Yeah, I'll jump in there if you do a live," and I didn't get notification. I'm sorry, man.
I drive for 60 fleet trucks. Hey, Diego Go says, hey, me too. I didn't come to this country to be broke. That's right. That's right, man. Definitely don't want to be broke. Greenwich says, what time does your watch say?
Well, mine says 7:15.
You said 7.
No,
Mine
7:19.
Mine said we started early, but hey, guess what? If we start early, you get more time with us, guys. Han says, YRC Freight just announced millions in dollars in debts. Oh, yeah, I'm glad we're not. I'm glad not that I know of we're not in debt like that. Uh, yeah. See, he said he missed you, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Brian Watson says I got a notification from both of you. See, that's dedication. He's subscribed to both of us. Han says, I don't drive for the slowpokes anyways in the hammer down lane, thinking they're going to pass someone. Hey, we pass some people sometimes, man. Slowpoke with the NBA. Pop Quigs, Tennessee, what's NBA?
Never broke again.
Tennessee, it looks like those aviator goggles from World War II. Looks like you were wearing them too long and they left an impression.
Yeah, and that's why I went back in and had a black line done. Because if you can look up underneath, I know this light don't see it, but there's a red line up under it. And so I had the black line done on top because people were saying it looks like I was wearing goggles for way too long.
How many piercings do you have in your face?
6, and then my ear, a lot.
You can't even count them all?
Well, 6 just down the center.
Yes, NBA. So you have 6 down the center? I was just curious. I never asked you that before.
So I used to have way more piercings in my face, but I took them.
The yard jockey says only trucks Only trucks Prime can think of passing are Raider Express. We do pass a lot of people. Even my truck where my students are doing 57, we still pass people. It's usually the guy driving down the road with his cell phone up staring at it as he's going down the road. He's not paying attention to how fast he's going. Those
I've,
are the guys we usually pass.
I've passed TMCs. I've passed uh, Swift, Snyder, even past FedEx trucks, which is weird.
FedEx,
Yeah,
those guys are usually flying.
I know. That's why I said that's usually weird.
Slowpoke says, I was passing trucks all day today, pulling an empty, then bobtailing. Yeah, I bet you were then. Pulling empties, there's no weight to it. Bobtail, especially if you were in a hilly area or a area with like mountains and stuff, like you were definitely getting them on the uphills for sure. 100% going up, you were burning them. My bad, I squirreled. I was looking at something. I got notifications. Oh, okay. I was all like, "What's this guy talking about?" I was reading Brian's comments on that one, and it was all like, "I got notifications from both of y'all." I was like, "Both of who?" Brian says, "I seen a truck on the I-10 yesterday going 100 miles per hour." I believe it. I believe it. Especially down there, like around San Antonio and stuff like that, where the speed limit is what? What's the speed limit over there? Like 85, I think,
Over where?
by San Antonio.
I-10, yeah.
I think it's like 85. Anyways, I see trucks, man, they're flying through there. What's up, Hansa Samo? Is it true that Prime is 90% lease operators? I believe it. I do believe it. I don't know the exact number. I won't say the exact number because I don't know the exact number, but it is pretty high. It's real high. Tennessee, what's the exact number?
Um, I think Smoke 'em if you got 'em said it was 5% company last week.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know the exact numbers, but the thing is, you got a lot of people that are ambitious, I guess you would say, and they want to run their own company and make their own money, and they want to really do that, and they're like, I'm gonna give it a go. Let's do this. So some people, they'll get out there and they'll get on the lease first thing and they'll fall straight on their face. Some people will get out there, just jump into a lease and they'll run with it and they'll be successful. It's all about you, really. How are you going to run your truck? How knowledgeable are you at running a truck, and how do you deal with like your home time? Are you thinking that you're going to go home every week? Are you thinking that you're going to go home once a month, once every 2 months? What do you think? Why do we have so many lease drivers, Tennessee?
Prime's good at doing what they do about advertising lease.
What are you talking about?
That's
Explain
their
yourself.
pretty much goal is come in and get a truck with no credit asked, walk in the door and walk out the door with a truck.
Well, there's not really walk out with a truck. It's not ever going to be their truck, or it could be, but doubtful.
Right. Well, they sucker you into the first one. Then they say you complete the first one, the second one you can do at least a purchase or an ace lease.
So do you think Prime pushes the lease onto people?
Yes,
See, I don't believe that. Go ahead, tell me why you feel like Prime is the one pushing it.
because that's their motto. Do they ever tell you when you call the recruiter, yeah, you can go company? The recruiter's automatically trying to get them to do lease before they even come in the gate
Since when?
since day one.
I haven't ever heard anyone say a recruiter asked them if they were going to go lease or company coming in.
Yeah,
The only time I've ever heard somebody talk about lease or company from a recruiter was if you live in California and the recruiter's calling you and they're all like, well, since you live in the state of California, you can't be a lease operator. You can only be a company driver. I don't really believe that. This is my opinion. Or my bad, were you done?
yeah, I was done.
So my opinion is not that Prime's pushing people into being lease. It's the other lease operators that are out there doing it. It's the TNT trainers that are lease, and it's the lease operators all over the place. Because what's going to happen if you ask Tennessee or me, hey, should I go company or lease? We're going to say, hey, do your research. We're both company drivers. We're going to be like, do your research, figure out what's best for you. We suggest going company first. We both have different time frames. Mine's different from his. So we both say, hey, do whatever you want to do. Like it's your choice. Well, when you run into a lease guy's gonna be like, "Not the only way you're gonna make money at Prime is being leased. Can't make no money the other way. You want to be working for the company. You want to be the company's I'm just gonna say it. You want to be the company's bitch, or do you want to be like work for yourself? And stuff like that. Oh, you can't go home whenever you want if you go company. Like I think that all that right there, that lease driver telling the next guy, "Hey, you need to go company. It's the only way to make money here." I think that is what's pushing people into going lease or helping people decide that. I have guys come in all the time, and sometimes I ask them for fun, "Hey, you going company or lease?" And they're all like, company." And I'm all like, "Okay." I said, "Just so you know, after TNT, let me know if you go company or lease." Most of them go lease because they're TNT trainers, like talking it up, talking about how good it is, and that's kind of what I believe. Some truth in there, Tennessee, or am I completely wrong?
That's a lot of it too. I didn't say that wasn't the case either.
No, call me out, man. I'm cool with it. Like we're
Well, I
having a
mean
little
that's
debate.
a lot of it too. After we talk to them and we say what we have to say, then they get on TNT, and then they come back with the black bag of saying, "Yeah, I'm going lease,"
Yeah,
instead of the purple bag saying, "Yeah, I'm going company for a while."
I still got my purple bag. Do you got yours?
I never got a green bag or a purple bag.
I never got a green bag. Well, I got a green bag now. It has somebody else's name on it,
Yeah, I
wherever
never.
it is around here. Han says he's going on home after a delivery tomorrow. John Gonzalez is right on 75. Glorified yard jockey says, I think I think it was Trucker Do Brent, but he made a video about his income leasing. I think it was 165 before deductions, and he made 55 to 65K take home after all the deductions. Is that after he paid for his is that after he took out for his taxes and stuff like that? A company driver can make that right there. Yeah, Go Diego Go says yes. I can confirm what Tennessee is saying is true. So I didn't know the recruit. I think he's talking about like the lease versus company when the recruiter call.
Right.
Brian says, I had a friend of mine at Swift that got screwed at Swift. He went and lease op. They sent him to Florida and made him set for a week. Then they wanted his payment for the truck and insurance. Hmm. That sounds like some bad business.
Yeah.
There has to be more to that story. Han says most mega carriers push for leasing trucks. They don't. I don't feel like the mega carry pushes it for it. I don't. I never felt like I was pressured into going company or lease. I don't feel like I was ever pressured into it. Go Diego Go says last year when I called Prime, they wanted me to become a lease operator. Han says that Brian, I would have went to the low bore then. He didn't have the payment, Han, so he gave up the. So he gave it up back. I don't know. Glorified yard jockey says, I think so. What the? That's my point. LOL. Why go lease if you make the same as a company driver? That and that's kind of what I think too. Why deal with all the headache, the stress, and all that? Now, I will say that they're not making the same as a company driver. They are making more than a company driver. I will squash that myth right now. Lease guys, they are making more than a company driver. It's not much more, but it is more.
It's
It's
got a lot more headache than we do.
Yeah, a lot more headache. You have all the responsibilities. It's stressful. Like Greenwich says, Greenwich is on your channel. Look at that.
I seen that. Appreciate it, Greenwich.
Yeah. Greenwich says, if you work it right, then you can make more. Yeah, that's right. You can't, you, as a, okay, lease and company, you will make more. Like, I'm not saying that you can't make any money on the lease side or you're not making more than a company driver. If you're out there running right, you're taking care of business, and you surround yourself with good people to help you out, teach you what you need to do, and you learn from your mistakes. Yeah, lease side, you can make more, definitely. Um, it's. I wasn't trying to say that. Oh, company drivers make the same amount, or company drivers make more. I'll make that clear. Go Diego Go says I'm a company driver and I'm doing good for myself.
Yeah, and it's all on how you run your truck too as a company driver. When I was solo, I was making dang good money. Even going home or coming through the yard every 34 hours on the weekend, I was still making good money.
Greenwich says, "How the heck did I get on Flatbedder's channel?" He's, how did I get over there?
It means you were looking at the right channel when you popped it up.
Simple Plan Trucking says you have to be driven to be successful as a lease driver. Yeah, you have to be. You have to be. This is exactly what right. You have to be driven. You have to be self motivated. You have to have the want to work. Like I see a lot of lease guys fail because they'll reject a load. That load doesn't pay enough. I'm rejecting it. I'm going to set 24 hours. Oh, another load. I'm going to reject that one. It's not paying enough. Next load. I'm rejecting that one too. And they just want these excellent loads, or they tell the fleet manager, hey, I don't want to go over any mountains, so keep me down south, or trying to box yourself into an area and stuff like that. Especially being new, like it's time to go run freight, go everywhere. Why? Find out how bad that state really is. Go Diego Go says, as your relationship you have with your fleet dispatch or fleet supervisor can make a great difference on your pay. Yeah,
Yes.
and I agree with that too. Having a good relationship with your fleet manager is going to help that. I'm not saying go out there and like buy your fleet manager all these gifts to keep them happy. I'm not saying all that. Let your work speak for itself. Like, show him that you run hard. Like, let that speak for you. Glorify says, don't get me wrong. I wish everyone that goes that route success, but I think when you're brand new out of school or TNT, you have more things to focus your time on than paying a lease payment. Yeah,
And
I
that's what me and Twisted's argument is too with our students is learn how to run that truck first, then worry about your finances after it. It makes you a better business owner, knowing how to do the work first, and then get into that business of working for yourself as a lease off.
and I think being able to like being like, dang, I can't refuse this load. That's gonna put you in some places that you're not comfortable with going. To get out of a comfort level, you need to be pushed. So a couple weeks ago, I had this student and he was not driving. Like I couldn't get him to do the speed limit for a while. Like he was real skittish. He was real nervous. He was like, I was having problems trying to keep him up to the speed limit. And finally, I said, I got a road for you. A lot of people that train with me know what that means. If I say, I got a road for you, it's because I got to make you stronger and it's going to be fun. Definitely going to be fun. So I took this guy down 125. Like he was checking those mirrors. He was nervous. He was like, man, this is the whew. Like he didn't want to talk no more. He was like tripping. But the thing is, I pushed him on a little tiny road with a lot of curves on it, a lot of hills and stuff. We get back to the terminal. I'm all like, hey, you're done for the day, man. Nice drive. He comes in the next day. Usually he brings his bag with all of his stuff in it. Not that day. He brought the pre-trip I gave him, and that's all I seen him carrying to the truck. So I'm all like, oh, he's gonna try to quit. I don't know why I thought that, but I was like, he's gonna try to quit, or he's gonna quit. He came in, put the stuff on the dash. I diverted his attention. Boom, here, log in. I was like, let's go on a drive. I just like, let's go. And he logs in and he's all like, I guess we'll see how this goes. I guess we'll see how today turns out. I was like, yeah, sure. So we went on a drive just around town, a little bit of a drive. We came back. He was driving great, doing the speed limit, checking the mirrors, doing awesome. Like he completely 360'd him. Like he was doing great. He was all like, man, that road was scary. Next day is his test day. Come in on his test day. We're waiting on the examiner to come out there, and he's all like, man, that road really did scare me. I was going to quit. He was all like, I was thinking myself at coming out here trucking. And I was all like, for that road? I was all like, you needed that road to make you stronger is what you needed. So, like, yeah, you got some great experience by driving the tinier road, but what it did was push him to make him a stronger driver. And he probably hated me at the time. He probably didn't like me at the time. But deep down inside, I bet you anything, he knows that really, really helped him out, and it was good for him. I mean, he might still not like it, but it helped him out. What's up, Oakdale? How's it going, man? What's the average pay per mile paid by a lease driver at Prime? I don't know the average. I really don't. Last, Tennessee, what happened to your mic?
It's back on.
Oh, it was all staticky.
Is it still?
No, I don't hear it no more. Last lap logistics says my first load as a company driver was 600 miles at 2 days. Was a Walmart load, so I couldn't deliver it early. I was running 612. Yeah, at first they're gonna give you the loads that have some extra time on them because it's like anywhere you go, they don't want to push you hard right out the gates. They want to see what you're made of. So they're all like, here's your load. Let's see if you can make it. Here's your load with less time on it. Here's your load that run nights. Here's your load that run days. They want to see what you're made of.
What's wrong?
I completely kick myself out. I need to figure out a way to turn this mouse button off.
How'd you do that?
It's on the mouse. There's a little back button. Or
Oh,
hold on.
I see it
If
now.
I hit that button right there on the side, I'm gone. It's like goes back on the page.
I thought you seen me eating ice cream and was showing it up so that we were upset.
That has milk in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Dude, I caught lactose tolerant from you or whatever the heck it's called. And you're over there eating ice cream in front of me? I see how it is. Greenwich says if you can't make more money being lease operator, then you need to go company. Not everyone should be lease. Nothing wrong with a company driver.
Right.
And I agree with that. Look, if you go -3 checks in a row, it's time for you to rethink that lease. Like I would be seriously rethinking it if I was going negative that many times. How many miles do you guys average per driving per day? I think for a company driver, it's going to be like 2,500 to 3,000. No, per day, about 600, 650. My bad, I read that wrong. Tim says, always keep your fleet manager in the loop. It helps when getting good loads. Yes, if you can get there early or whatever the case may be, keep your fleet managers like them in the loop, know what's going on. Flat out, flat out free, flat out free, man. It has my middle name in there, free. I like free stuff. Flat out free says, "Hey, Twisted, love the channel. You are a great role model for your students." Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Han says, 612 miles a day. Wow, you drove slow. Jordan says, I've been thinking about going to drive for lease op first, then switching to lease. I don't know yet. I got 50,000 miles to think about it. Just trying to get all the knowledge I can. Greenwich, if he wants to drive your truck, man, you're gonna have to buy another one for him. 51 Logistics says, "What's up, boys? On home time this week." Well, 51, you enjoy your home time. You've been working hard, man.
Oh yeah.
Glorified Yard Jockey says, I know there's people at Prime that have fleets that are successful. I just don't get why lease push so much on top of becoming the next YouTube sensation. What? I know that there's people at Prime that have fleets that are successful. Get I don't get why lease is pushed so much on top of becoming a YouTube sensation. I don't know. We lost Twisted Big D. Yeah, I got lost on that too. I'm not kind of confused about that. Go D, go Diego, go says I'm back. Lisa Purr says being out of your comfort zone is part of the adventure of learning and growing. I like that saying, but Hans with the $10 super chat. Would you go on a submarine to tour the Titanic 13,000 feet on the bottom of the ocean? Heck no. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna. If do I have to pay for it? Is it gonna be free? Would you, Tennessee?
Um, not in that thing that's been shown on the all the social media platforms.
I saw a controller that had the up down down left right, but it was an infinite air code cheat code. I was like, that's messed up. Nah, I feel bad for those people, and you know, stuff happens. Last Lap Logistics says company trucks max out at 62 on cruise. Trainers only let them go 58 on the pedal, Hans. Do the math on an 11-hour clock.
Well, and also, even if we could run faster, we're trip planning, so we don't have to be in no rush to get there. We're making it where we have just amount of time to get where we're getting.
I bet more than half of the lease drivers drive slower than the company drivers.
Yep.
And the reason I say that is I talked to some lease drivers and they like to do 50, 60 miles. 50, 60 miles per hour. Squirrel. 50, 60 miles per hour to save fuel. Trying to figure out how to work this thing. But go ahead, Tennessee. Trying to do something.
I think Twisted caught the squirrel from you this time.
No, I had a pop-up message that got me to go do something else, and yeah.
Oh, on Discord?
Yeah, I had to go do something on Discord. How'd you know?
Popped up on my phone.
Same message?
I believe so.
Did I drop that message? Was that in the breaker? No, it's a private message. How you see my private message?
Let me pull it up. We're all squirreling today.
Glorifies that if you look at the student coming to prime.
Anyways.
Do what?
That wasn't a private message.
Oh, it wasn't?
No.
Dang. Glorified Yard Jockey says if you look at the students coming to prime, it seems like they are all going lease and making YouTube videos. Yeah, I do agree with that. Like the funniest thing to me is whenever you hear a student out there, yeah, I'm coming over here. I'm coming out here truck driving and I'm gonna become YouTube famous. And I'm all like, YouTube famous trucking? I don't see it really happening. I mean, there are some people that made it on trucking pretty high up on the YouTube, but YouTube famous, I don't see it happening. I just don't. The reason we do YouTube, or I do YouTube for sure, is because it's a fun time. Like I enjoy it. I do enjoy it. What's going on, man? Is it lagging? Might be that Prime Wi-Fi. Turn that Prime Wi-Fi off.
Can you hear us, John? We can't hear
No.
you.
Can't hear you. Oh, he said, yeah, he can hear us.
How about now?
There you go.
Now we can.
Can you hear me?
So what's,
Okay.
yeah, we can
That
hear
works.
you now.
I'm just no headset or Bluetooth.
So are you lease or company?
StreamYard's weird about that.
Well, I'm company.
Company and the division.
Doing lease here after a little while, but company tanker, inedible.
Company tanker inevitable. And do you train?
Mhm.
So what do you
I
think? Like,
I only handle
What are
the
go ahead. You only handle the what?
I only handle the TNT training. So after my
TNT.
training has their CDL.
So what's it like getting a fresh student? Like, do they know how to back, or like are they good at backing and good at driving? Do they have good stamina, or do you have to work with them and teach them how to drive more than a couple hours a day?
Well, normally they're best way I could describe it is once they come to me, they've got enough to be dangerous. So then I have to work with them on stamina, backing, driving. Driving's the easiest part. I normally start first couple of days. I'll drive most of the day and let them finish the day out, and then slowly bring that back until they're able to run the full day. And then when I can trust them, we'll start team driving where I'm asleep, they're driving, they're asleep, I'm driving.
Yeah.
And then backing is just starting out. I try to let them have the easy backs. We almost never do pull throughs if we can manage it. If pull through's all that's left, we'll do the pull through. But with tanker, a lot of the places is so much harder to back into.
Yeah. What's the hours? Like, is there a certain set of hours, like 6 a.m., 6 p.m.? Like, what kind of hours do you kind of look at doing for the student and you?
It's generally, we'll start about 6 a.m. and move, and then once I let them take over, and if they want to run till their clock's up, they can do that, and then we'll just pull a 10-hour break on their clock. That way, we're both awake at least until we can start running team driving.
So the team driving is pretty much what's the normal shift of a team? Like where you go to sleep and they drive and you trust them.
We'll normally do 10, 11-hour shifts of on duty.
Okay.
Where they're up front driving, I'm back in the back asleep. And my trainees always know if they need me for anything, even if it's just the smallest thing. Like, excuse me, wake me up.
How about the 30-minute break? Do you tell them, hey, you gotta drive for so many hours and then take a 30-minute break, or how's those breaks with them work?
Starting out, yeah, I try to help guide them more. The trainee I've currently got, aside from a minor question, he's self-sufficient.
Yeah.
And he's still got another 3 weeks max Like we just delivered a load and he did all of it by himself.
All of it.
Mhm.
So whenever it comes to home time, how does that work? Do you take him to his home area? Like, first off, how close do y'all live to each other, mileage wise?
About 700 miles, if not more. I live in
700 miles.
Indiana and he lives in Louisiana.
Okay. So when it comes to home time, do you drop them off at the house and then you have to get a load back to your house? Or do you take them to your area and just say, hey, you got to find your own way home?
Normally we'll drop them off first before I take home
Okay.
time. This time he opted to not do it. So he's just got a couple of days in my area to hang out and chill.
Okay. I ask that because I do get those questions sometimes, or I get those statements like, my trainer won't take me home on home time. Like, he won't drop me off at my truck stop near my house, or my trainer won't give me a rental car. He says that I can only stay 2 days on the truck, and then I have to buy a hotel room in his home city, because he says that if I stay on the truck, he has to pay me, so I have to get a hotel room. And I'm all like, what? If stuff like that's happening, you need to contact the fleet manager. And
Yeah, I mean, he's
Tank
staying on
is
the
only,
truck and getting paid. Man,
yeah. If
I'll
you stay
get
on
him a
the truck,
hotel room if he wants, but he said he'd stay
Yeah.
in the truck and be fine with it.
cool.
And it's not like I'm leaving him in the middle of the field. Like I always park at an actual, like, legitimate, decent truck stop.
About what's some of the rules that you have on your truck? Like, no shoes in the back, no shoes past the mat, peeing in bottles. You got anything?
No peeing in bottles unless it's absolutely necessary.
Absolutely.
Like around Christmas time, I was stuck up in Wyoming when they shut the interstate down because of snow, and it was -30. I was definitely peeing in bottles at that time. There was not a chance I was going to get out and try to walk somewhere because I ended up parking out in the middle of the field. Other than that, well, I mean, honestly, self-explanatory stuff. Don't be messing around with your phone while you're driving. If you're going to talk, make sure it's not something that's going to distract you from paying attention to what's going on around you.
So no fighting with the wife?
Exactly.
Yeah, no fighting with the wife while driving down the road, or none of that.
If you're going to fight with her, you can hand me the phone and I'll talk to her and try to calm her down, which may not help because I am not a smart man.
Yeah. How about showers? Are you making your student pay for all his own showers, or how's the showers work while you're on TNT?
Well, I've got the rewards cards for everything, aside from TA and Petro, because I used to have one and I lost it and I can't get a replacement. But normally we get shower credits for so many gallons of fuel, and we'll do what is called a team shower, where you use one credit, but you get 2 separate codes for 2 separate shower rooms. So we each get our own separate shower. Lately, since he's been getting fuel by himself when it's his shift, if I don't have a shower credit but he does, we'll use one of his credits.
Okay, so you let him use his own card when he's fueling on his shift.
Yep.
Okay. Some people do that. Some people don't do that. Like I've heard of trainers being like, "Hey, we got to do the get the shower power, so we just use one card and stuff like that."
Yeah, I haven't had shower power honestly since I've been with Prime, but that's because Prime always gives me the cheapest places since I'm company, and they force me to it.
All right, we got a super chat from Hans. Never mind. We don't have a super chat from Hans. We have a $5 super chat for Hans that we are not reading on this channel right now. Like, nope. Kenny wants to know what's some of the pros and cons driving for someone that leased their truck at Prime. I think some of the pros is that you get more cent per mile. You're the person that you're working for, they can allow you to take off longer. You still got the medical benefits like from Prime. I mean, like you have all the company benefits. You're in somebody else's truck, so you got some of the lease benefits. Then the lease operators can do bonuses and stuff like that. Like you're gonna get paid more, but some of the negatives, I think the negatives would be like having a deal with another person. Like you're going to deal with the fleet manager, and if you're driving someone's truck that is like a micromanager, you got to deal with that too. So I don't know, what do y'all think some negatives are driving for some owner ops trucks on a fleet?
Well, I think some of the ones that I go ahead, Tennessee.
I said you got two people over your head. You got your fleet manager, and then you've got the person that owns the truck.
I think, thank you. Some of the stuff I've seen, because I see them all the time at the terminal of, like, you'll see it like in the windshield, drivers needed. And you walk up, some of them have like the rules of the truck. And it's, I don't know, because like as a company driver, when you get the truck, you have free reign within reason. Like don't just go mounting stuff the truck, drilling holes, doing whatever. But it's essentially your home as long as you take care of it and keep it clean. My truck is a bit of a mess at the moment because I don't have any storage room left. And that's my fault. But some of the rules I've seen for those lease fleets is no pets, no shoes in the back, no smoking. And I've been a smoker for going on 10 years now. And I'm jonesing for a cigarette, but I'm making sure I'm not showing it on camera.
Oh, I don't care if you smoke.
I don't know YouTube's rules on that one.
Have you not seen Greenwich in one of these lives? Like, it's one after another one, and then he tases
this
somebody.
Is all, well, normally, I remember that video. No, but like normally about the time I go to hop in is when you're already cutting off. And it's like, all right.
Oh.
Or like Peg Leg. He'll jump over here and watch you, and then he'll jump back in the Discord and not tell anybody that you were live. Go, yeah, well, Twisted was just live. Why are we just now hearing about this?
He's all like, it's 7 p.m. every Thursday.
The only reason why you never see Twisted hitting his vape is he don't smoke in his house.
I don't vape and don't smoke in my house. So I do vape.
That's fair.
So
respect that.
I just don't do it in the house. Hans says, question, if a trainer at Prime is on the passenger seat, are they on duty the whole time or do they stay off duty? It depends. If you're doing the PSD process, the trainer will be on duty the whole time and they have to be in that seat alert. Now, if you're a TNT trainer and your student needs help going down a mountain, you're going to kind of get up, you're going to be off duty, and you're going to just kind of, talk to them, keep them calm, like tell them, hey, you're doing good. It's not really on duty. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong on that, John. Do you go on duty if you need to get up and help your student?
No, it's honestly up to my discretion if I want to just leave it as marked as sleeper berth. The only time we really mark off duty is when we're out of the truck. Because if I mark off duty and he goes on duty driving, we get a hours of service violation. It doesn't count towards anything, but it still pops up on the call.
And it's annoying.
It's honestly up to my discretion. It really is. It doesn't
Mr.
help that the
Taser
machine.
is here. Gene Scott. Who's echoing?
I think it was off of John's side. Yeah.
Is that yours, Tennessee?
Yeah.
Let me try. It just started echoing. I don't know if it was echoing the whole time.
Muted mine. It's off of John.
It
Yeah,
might be
it's
me
John's.
as well. Doesn't seem like any of my headsets were wanting to work. I could try this one. Come on. I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear you. Is it echoing, Tennessee?
No.
Oh, cool.
No. Yeah, that
I don't
one's working
understand that.
great.
I guess it works now.
There you go. He's back on.
Well, good. Yeah, it's one of the aftershocks.
Those are pretty good headsets.
I'm pretty happy with it.
How long is the battery life on it, though?
It's supposed to have a 16-hour talk time.
Supposed to? Well, what's it really like?
Yeah, it's supposed to. It doesn't. It's honestly closer to maybe 6.
6 hours?
And I don't use this for music. Roughly, I use it to talk. I've got. Where is it? Actually, I got the box back here. I use the whatever these things are for music, and these will hurt your ears,
What
which
is
is what
that?
I was looking for.
Headset or what?
Yep, it's little Bluetooth earbuds. You probably see ads for them all the time. Little Gravastar.
Never seen them before.
Since I've already got hearing loss, I need something loud for music.
I probably need a pair of those too because I went to too many concerts with loud speakers right there blowing up in my head.
Oh yeah, no, like those. It's been a long while since I've had earbuds that will physically hurt my ears if I crank it up. And those do it. I like those. It's just if you're on a phone call, you have to yell to be heard because the microphone is way up in your ear instead of being, these.
Tanker's doing 35,000 miles in TNT, correct? Or
Correct.
30,000. 35?
35.
And flatbed is at 35 now.
Bro, I just asked you at the beginning of this if you got word back on that or not, and you said,
Oh, I didn't know exactly if that's what you were talking about or not.
I'm not hearing your racism, bro. You knew exactly what I was talking about.
If I did,
Keep
I
it up,
would,
Tennessee Greenwich. Will go get that taser.
Yeah.
it would
Greenwich, get the flashlight in here.
Remember, I was an electrician. I was an electrician for many years.
Oh, you ain't scared? Next time he's coming to town pretty soon. You ain't scared of electricity? We'll find out when he gets here.
I ain't saying I'll hit somebody.
Hey,
That's
how
all I
bad
gotta say.
how bad is that surge really? Like, how smooth of a driver do you have to really be to be a tanker?
It all depends. All honestly depends on the load. Some loads you can just step on the fuel and get moving and you won't feel hardly any surge. Others, you just look at the fuel pedal and you've got a little bit of surge. If you're hauling denatured eggs, it's a little rough. But honestly, the closer you are to the gross limit of 80,000 pounds, the better. Only because there's less room for the load to move. There's less of it that can come forward or go to the back. I have hauled half loads.
He's in some choppy service.
Yeah, it's that terminal Wi-Fi. Man, he was getting to the good stuff. Greenwich says that sounds like Tennessee wants to commit elderly abuse.
25,000 pounds.
Oh, there he is.
There we go.
All right. We didn't
Can you
hear
hear me?
none of that. Yeah. Say it again. We didn't
Yeah,
hear
sorry.
none of it.
Signals.
Is that terminal Wi-Fi? You still have the
Well,
terminal?
I have.
Oh, no.
I see that camera moving
No.
all over the place.
We're-
He's driving the road.
Oh, I
We're
didn't know that.
moving.
Oh, wow.
Drive.
Oh.
Come on, signal.
He must be through Arkansas.
Illinois.
Hans wants to know, has John ever been overweight on a tanker load?
Actually, yes. There was one time where I was getting loaded and they scaled me out at 84,000 pounds. And with that, they unloaded some of it, and I pulled back around and scaled at, I think it was 79,000.
What makes me nervous about, what would make me nervous about tanker is, sometimes I just, all it would take is not paying attention for a little bit, and I feel like there would be, too much surge or if I just had that one little memory lapse at one time, or like stop too hard one time and the surge gets me or something like that. Just I'd be so paranoid that one mistake was going to cost me majorly. And then the other thing that bugs me about tanker is that side. That's if the liquid gets on the side too much, I could think they call it side surge.
Mm-hmm. If that
I mean,
gets too bad, you roll over with the sides.
Dang, I'm missing all the good stuff because of his signal. I'm missing all the good stuff. I really wanted to know about this part. I'm missing the good stuff. Y'all get to some signal. That's gonna work. Gene says I'm in Arkansas heading to Mississippi. Gene says I'm on the 49. Hans says I'm in Wyoming heading to Washington. I'm on the road living. Says, hey guys, what's going on the road? Look, now you got Slowpoke in your channel too. Look, Slowpoke, which interviews are like old Johnny Carson late night TV shows where guests like Dean Martin would come in with a cigarette and a highball. Hey, let's get some words from Pegleg real fast. Let's see what he has to say about hitting that like button.
Pop it up on the board.
I saw you. I was trying to beat you to it. So Pegleg is going to teach y'all how to use that like button, and unfortunately, he couldn't be here tonight. He has some family over at the house, so.
Hey everybody, hit that like button, borrow my leg to smash that ding dong bell. Oh, and if you ain't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe too.
Han says to John, what's the average speed for, oh man, we lost John. I'm on the road living. Says take me permit test on the 3rd.
Nice.
Good. I hope you drop my driver code on the application. Just saying, COXDJO. Shameless plug right here. Tennessee, shameless plug. Go ahead.
subscribe over here?
You're supposed to drop your driver code.
Oh,
buddy.
driver code. See,
What's your driver code? Let me know the letters. Say it.
DODSTH.
There you go. I didn't have a highball, just my coffee. Oh, nice. Thanks for subscribing.
Now, is that just to your channel or my channel too, man?
I don't know. Probably both. So, Tennessee, when's this video that's going to embarrass me coming out?
Tomorrow
gonna
at
embarrass
5
me?
p.m.
Do what?
Tomorrow at 5 p.m. is when it's dropping.
Is it going to embarrass me? Do I need to have something to worry about? How
If
bad
not-
was I at camping?
Well, we get to see you've never used a handsaw.
Oh, Jesus.
And then we get to see me help you out of a hammock.
True. That happened twice. No.
And then we get to see you wake up freaking out because of the lightning and rain in the middle of the night.
I wasn't freaking out.
That's not what the video shows.
Oh, Disclaimer, do not watch Tennessee Flatbedder's next video. Y'all can just go ahead and skip that one. It's going to be a long video. Don't watch that. God, freak out because of the lightning and the storm? Jesus.
I show on the video you're running back and forth frantically going, oh, what do I do? What do I do?
That happened? That probably happened. Oh, it's still not good signal. Poor guy. Oh, there he is.
Beep, boop, bop.
Welcome back.
Hans wants to know, to John, what's the average speed for tanker as far as getting onto ramps, especially curvy ramps?
Well, I mean, if the ramp's rated for 55, I'll generally do, a little bit lower than that, 53, 54. If I'm a little worried about it, I'll drop it down to 50. If it's raining and I'm worried about my traction, I may drop it down even lower. It's honestly just kind of, you have to constantly be paying attention and just feel the road, essentially.
Yeah. So depending on
I'm glad you guys can hear me, but I can't see you guys.
We can hear you and we can see you. It's like pretty good.
Well, that's good. I had my trainee hand me his phone so I could turn on his hotspot.
Greenwich never got to send a driver code when he was on. It's GREENWT.
Oh yeah,
Gentry. Go ahead.
I mean, if we're sending out driver codes, I mean, mine is TERJOE.
You got an email for anyone that's interested in tanker that might have some questions for you?
Yeah. Wolf71317 at yahoo.com.
Wolf 3. What was the numbers?
71317
At Gmail?
at Yahoo.
Oh, at Yahoo?
Mhm.
Hey, who still has a Yahoo account? That guy. At least you didn't say AOL like Greenwich.
No, I've got a CompuServe one too.
There you go. There's the.
Actually, I think my mom still has an SBC Global account.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's an old one.
There's the email up on the screen for a second for anybody that might have tanker questions, and y'all might be coming out here. You're also available in the Discord, isn't that correct? Oh, he froze. Guys, he's also in the Discord. That's where I met him, and that's where I started talking to him. Same with Tennessee Flatbedder. Trucking Life with Sean says, "What's up, brother? What's going on, Sean?" Oh, thumbs up. Okay, so yeah, if y'all shoot them the emails, and if y'all have any questions, and feel free to chit chat with them. Uh, yeah, Gene says, "Don't feel bad. He had a about the hammocks because they are evil." Han says, "What's Tennessee's trucker channel called?"
I
Oh,
threw
it's
in there.
it's called 51 Logistics. Just until after next week. I'm on I-29 heading to Washington.
What's going on, Alex? I like how you just jumped straight over him.
Where do you see Alex at?
Go up to.
Oh, right there, Alex. Alex didn't even come see us when he was at the terminal. Is that Alex and his wife?
Yep.
Yeah, dude. I went to the safety meeting only because y'all were supposed to be there. What happened? That's not the only reason. Truthfully, like, I mean, it's all y'all's fault. I went to the safety meeting, but truthfully, I was getting my window replaced, and they finished it early enough, so I went to the safety meeting because you guys said y'all would be there, and then y'all didn't even come see Tennessee on. You didn't come see Tennessee out there at the pad. We were gonna invite y'all out to dinner. We were gonna have a nice dinner, and then probably maybe like got to know you guys, like let y'all meet the wives and stuff. And then there was an amazing brisket that was cooked at the house by River Rich West Virginia Smokers, and y'all missed out on everything. We were completely upset, just so you know.
Well, he says he was there.
What?
He dropped down there. He said he was there. He must have been at the safety meeting, but he didn't come down to see me at the pad.
Dude, we were sitting right there at the door that goes outside. Like, we were sitting there. Like, I was not invisible. You can't miss something that big sitting in the safety meeting. I just don't. Like, how'd you miss me? I sat in at the table with the old guy that was loud, and then the big guy that was a famous YouTuber that people were in lines to do autograph. River Rich. River Rich. Yeah, we were loud. Green True says, "How does regional work at Prime? I heard there's an option for drivers who live in Chicago. The intermobile up there in Chicago or in that area up there, like that's big stuff right there. So that's what you want to kind of look into." Oh, they said they were there. Han says, "If I can back a camper, I can back a trailer." Believe it or not, Hans, I will tell you right now, just because somebody has experience backing a camper or a U-Haul or whatever, does not mean you're going to be good at backing a semi truck. I will tell you right now. You got to build up, like you got to start. I don't know. Trucking is a lot about safety and what you're looking at, where you're looking, and how safe you can be. So some people were reckless with some campers and stuff like that. We'll just say that. What the heck? Oh, look at Gene's with the reefer gang. You see that?
FBG.
Can't see that. Oh, now the tire shop got them held up. Likely story. You missed out on a lot of good eating. You know what? Even worse than that, y'all missed Tennessee's birthday dinner. That way, if they're on your channel right now, so if they give you a thumbs down, it's on your channel, not mine, for booing them. Why are you booing them, Tennessee?
Hey, I didn't push the button. I have no control over that button. It's on your side.
What a snitch. Why you gotta be a snitch? We were in the back. Han says campers are usually harder to back up. Let's see. Dean says if it's bumper pull camper is usually harder because it turns so sharp. Han says backing the trailer is all about the setup. Oh man. See, you made them cry with your booing, Tennessee. Quit booing people.
Hey, you heard me said they'll be back through again.
Really, you booing people again?
I'm not touching any buttons because that's all on your side.
What a snitch! Stop being a snitch over there, guys. I'm trying to get somebody from the intermodal division to come on here and talk sometime. I know a guy, but he's no longer in the intermodal, but he did the intermodal whenever it first started up. But you know, I'm trying to find somebody that's currently in the intermodal that would like to come on here and talk about stuff. Oh, they laughing at you being a snitch over there, snitch. Jen True says, I'm currently OTR and I would like to be able to transfer to intermodal. Oh, would you be able? Yes, you can. You're going to have to call whatever his name is over there in the intermodal division. Just blame the bird. Is Versatile still at Prime? No, Versatile is not at Prime. Or not to my knowledge, he's at Prime. Oh, that's right. Well, guys, we're going to get out of here. We both have busy day tomorrows. Yeah. So, like, Tennessee's testing. I have a huge load to do. Unfortunately, you know, we got stuff to do. I hate to end it so early, but we're going to. When did you start training? I started training in 2018.
See, I started training 3 years ago. But I've been driving for Prime for 6.
Yeah, 2018 February. And you've been driving, and I've been driving for. We've been here about the same amount of time. Tennessee's been here a little bit longer than me, right?
What's that? No,
you've been here longer than me, right? But training less.
Training less, about the same time driving.
About the same time. So, I mean, you know, we've been here for a little while. But, yeah, guys, Tennessee has a test tomorrow, and I got a big load to go do. It's going to take all freaking day. Not excited about it. I'm getting up at like 4 a.m. to get to my truck. And then, like, freaking, I'm going to be out till, I don't know, like 8 o'clock at night or 7 o'clock at night. If I'm lucky, I'll get back around 7 o'clock at night. But we'll see. We'll see. I hope that's the deal. But we're out of here. Thanks, everyone, for showing up. Make sure that y'all check out Tennessee Flatbedders channel. Do not turn on the notifications till after Sunday. And do not go back and watch his older videos.
Twisted Out in the Woods with Me. It drops tomorrow at 5 p.m.
And Tennessee has one more thing to say to his students that didn't come visit them.
Twisted.